Hey, jerks, welcome. Welcome. Oh, boy. Let me make sure my phone's off, all that stuff. I'm already behind. I'm sorry I'm 5 minutes late. I tried to be here early. But us dog walkers, we walk on the ish level. So if we say five, it's five-ish. So 5:35. We're here. I got my microphone on. I'm not on mute. I haven't misstated anything. The lights are on. I put Charlie upstairs tonight. He's away. He's away tonight. Yeah, I wanted to talk about like the good news and the Karen Reed. I took a couple days to deal with some legal stuff, and now I'm back. Tonight. I just wanted to quickly go over this Richard Greene deposition. Oh my God. We talked about it last night on Maz's show. I want to congratulate Mazza Media. Well-earned 10,000 subscribers last night. And with Brian from LTL and myself, it was a fitting night. It was a great night last night. And we did talk about this. I want to also burping a little bit. Excuse me. I want to welcome back LTL Media. I was just watching him today. His first show, you can tell this, whatever hit him, the sickness really did hit him hard. And it's just good to see him back today. I was just watching him. He's in the chat. He just gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, Brian, to start off tonight. What's up, Brian? So, anyways, the good news, I mean, I almost felt like tonight we could even maybe this weekend we'll do it. Replay the Betero stuff from just the other night. Just talking about the recent Karen Reed stuff, like about the Sally Port video. That stuff is going to come into play. I've got a great guest that's going to be lined up, I think, next week. Yes, next week. Going to have Abby here. She's been doing a lot of work on Twitter about the taillight and about the Sally Port video. Not the taillight, the Sally Port video. See, I knew it. I called it. I was going to misstate something. The Sally, that's okay, though. That's what we do. If we screw up something, we correct ourselves. Or someone else from the chat will correct us. But the Sally Port, that video, we're going to be going over that later this week. But that was just so big this week when that happened and Betero came on and talked about it. And then this Richard Greene deposition. If you haven't read it, I want to know in the chat right now, how many people we got in the chat? Just starting out. We get right to it. We don't play any long videos. A couple hundred people in the chat right now. How many of you have read this deposition and aware of all the nuggets that are in it? Have you seen it or you haven't seen it yet? You've heard about it, I'm sure. I'm looking for my chat, people. It usually takes a few minutes. But I want to know if you've read it. Because I've read it and it's explosive. It's just like, wow. This guy is throwing down. Yeah, seen it? Yes, you have. Okay. People have seen it. Some people haven't. Okay. Well, that's what we're going to go over tonight. And we have to go over it together. I want to hear your comments on it while we're reading it. Just got a super chat. I want to thank you, the Orwellian unperson. It's so good to be here with you, Mike. Thank you so much. It's so good that you're here. Thank you so much. So let's take a look at this thing. This is unbelievable. This is exciting. I want to also mention, too, tomorrow night, we got a first-time guest tomorrow night. I'm excited about this. She's an attorney from New Jersey. She also practices in New York City, NYC, the state of New York. She's pretty amazing. She's got we'll post her website tomorrow and her Twitter and all that. But she's an attorney and she's been in practice for many years, over 10 years. And she's covers everything in the healthcare segment. And if you know anything about healthcare, you know it's heavily litigious, and especially with lawsuits. And she's a boutique, basically, has a boutique law attorney. She's coming on tomorrow night, and I'm wicked excited about this because I talked to her. She's been very supportive of all the YouTubers, and Karen recently given donations. And this is what another thing that's exciting about being Free Karen Reed now is every day we're seeing more very serious people stepping up and willing to come on like a show like mine to talk about it. You know, and a ton of attorneys. Not only that, we're seeing a shitload of attorneys make donations to Free Karen Reed. People, they're giving their hour. They're like, I get $500 an hour. Here's $500. I get $700. That's what these attorneys have been doing over the last week. It's amazing to see it. And, you know, we've had Bettero and we've had Brian Berea, who another great estate attorney, and some other great attorneys, obviously, weighing in. Shannon McMahon is another one. We've had some great attorneys on the show. We also have, you know, some YouTuber attorneys that have been phenomenal. Melanie Little's been on the show. She's great. Brother Counsel's doing great. He's a new guy, too. So this is wicked exciting. I'm excited tomorrow night. She is. I talked to her today, and it's going to be good. She guaranteed me it would be good. And I said, I already know. I was already sold before the phone call. And it's going to be something tomorrow night. I just know it. I feel it. So if you missed the first time Bettero came on the show, don't miss the first time Nan is on the show. A lot of people say that they were here the first time Bettero was on the show. But I don't know. I don't know if everybody was here. Tomorrow, yeah, Lothario. 24 years. There you go. So this is, like I said, a very serious person coming on tomorrow night. And I'm excited about it. I get excited every time someone like that comes out. So, and like, you know, we've had Andrea Burkhart, another great attorney on the show. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. We've had a lot of great attorneys supporting Karen Reed. But it's exciting to see new ones, you know, and the more that this kind of shit comes out, you know, when they're challenging Richard Greene, he comes back with this affidavit. Like I said, remember I said that the other night? I love the affidavits. Let's read this affidavit. Yeah, Andrea is wonderful. All right, let's read this. This is an affidavit of Richard Greene in support of defendants' opposition to Commonwealth's motion to exclude certain testimony. They want to exclude Richard Greene, which is hilarious because you know this isn't going to work. So here he is, Richard Greene, under oath. And just for what, you know, what's on this affidavit, I feel like he's going to be even stronger, much stronger, the second time through this time. So right now in the first couple pages, he's giving his background. He's telling us who he is, where he's licensed. He's got a PI firm as well in Florida and Michigan. He's got accreditations. He's a certified computer examiner. He's got an associate's degree in digital forensics and computer investigations. So he's just basically telling them who he is, and that he has more than 25 years of experience as a computer forensics technician and 18 years of experience conducting electronic data analysis and investigations. So this guy knows what he's doing. And these are his professional associations in the field of digital forensics: International Society of Computer Forensic Examiners, the International Association of Computer Investigative Specialists, the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. He was the keynote speaker on electronic data forensic at the 2008 Midwinter Conference hosted by the National Association of Legal Investigators. Well, this guy's a leader. And he goes through all the trainings he's had with Belkasolf, Celebrite, Hexodia, Magnet Forensics. So he goes through, lists all his bona fides, all his trainings. All right, so here we get to the good stuff. USF was initially provided with a Celebrite UFED report prepared by Trooper Nicholas Guarino with the Massachusetts State Police, which was labeled as a full file systems extraction of an iPhone 11 belonging to Jennifer McCabe. In the initial report prepared by Trooper Guarino, the 2:27 a.m. search for How's Long to Die in Cold did not appear. Recognizing that this report was not the best evidence, I personally requested the image file for the phone in question, which I had reason to believe was produced using the Gray Key product based on the naming convention contained with the Celebrate report. Let me say that again. How do you say that word? I subsequently received a USB drive containing a forensic image of the iPhone 11 serial number, described as J. McCabe, belonging to Jennifer. So he's basically going through. Right here, it says, after personally assisting the Mass State Police provide the hash value associated with this data, USF was eventually provided with a PDF containing the perverted hash value, and the value listed within that PDF matched the Gray Key image file of the cell in question. So now he's got the full system extraction of the data. He's explaining how he got it. Here's his first opinion. This is where it gets good. It is my opinion, based on a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, that the user of Jennifer McCabe's cell phone searched How's Long to Die in Cold at or before 2:27 a.m. In my professional experience, analysis of a device internet search history often gives valuable clues to the user's intent or knowledge surrounding an incident. I conducted a review of the search history information obtained from Jennifer McCabe's phone and observed the following. Significant artifact. Significant. From the morning in question. And he used this other company, Axiom. He just didn't use Celebrite. He used Axiom, too. And he did the search terms, and he did the time. And he shows that it was deleted. It was the only file that was deleted. And he goes through and shows you how he did his work. And look at this part, this little footnote. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. I want to make this brief tonight, but this is why I'm excited. I would also note that Trooper Nicholas Guarino's report labeled F specifically mentions that he also used the Axiom product. So Guarino also used Axiom. And he said that must be the issue, right? And then he personally tested the earlier version, which would have been used in February of 2022, and determined that the 2:27 a.m. version of How's Long to Die in Cold search was reported by Axiom as having a last view time of 2:27 a.m. Axiom has a similar feature to Celebrite with the creation of a portable case This exculpatory information was never turned over to the defense. So there you go. Axiom showed it too. And Guarino didn't let anyone know about it. Yeah, deleted and not disclosed. Not disclosed that Axiom showed that the 227 search happened as well. Even though we know he searched, Guarino, you know, right? Guarino. I just got to have fun with Guarino because, man, he used 3 additional forensics tools to conduct a low-level analysis of the artifact in question, including Belkasoft X Citizen Forensic Browser, and ArtX2. All 3 of these programs show data consistent with the search for how's long to die in cold. How many systems do we need? When we're reporters, usually we need 2 sources to confirm something as a fact. 3's great. He's got 3 right here. Or is that 4? Or is that 5, actually? Jesus Christ. He's got so many confirmations. So everything he checks confirms it. Even the one that Ian Waffen created. Do you see that too? A research, I left that out. The ArtX2, a research-based program created by the Commonwealth expert Ian Waffen, which is only approximately 600 users worldwide. He threw a good dig at him. He threw a jab at Ian Waffen with his own little bootleg product. He's only got 600 people. I think there's more people in the chat right now. We got more people in the. Do we have more people in the chat? Not yet. We got half the people in the chat right now that have used Ian Waffen's bootleg product. He threw some shade. I love it. Richard Greene, good for you. Good for you to throw that shade. And he shows that. Oh, lose that. Hold on one second. He shows that it's so funny. Let's read this more. It's my opinion, based on a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, that the user of Jennifer McCabe's cell phone searched how long to die in the cold at or before 2:27.40 a.m. I have also consistently reported the existence of 2 additional search artifacts found on the forensic image of Jennifer McCabe's phone, which suggests that the user of Jennifer McCabe's iPhone 11 made 2 additional similar searches later that morning on January 29th. And he shows them how long to die of the cold, except, more misspellings. You see it at the bottom of the screen right there. And then again at 6:24, how's long to die in the cold. She did it twice, 2 different spellings. So here's opinion 2. It is my opinion, based on a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, that the 2:27 a.m. search artifact for how long to die in cold was deleted by either deliberate user interaction or manual post-imaging manipulation of the data by some unknown individual. Gee, I wonder who that might be. Are we reading that? Let's ask everybody. What do you think happened? Do you think that Jennifer, maybe I just want to say who it is. Do you think there was a deliberate user interaction? So basically, the person holding the phone deleted those texts, or somebody else, maybe with the DA's office or the Mass State Police, after manually post-imaging manipulation of the data. What do you think? So who do you think? Who do you think's messing around here? Who do you think did that? Yeah, some people saying Guarino. Yeah. I can't wait to see Guarino on the stand again. Guarino deleted. Thank you so much for the super chat, John Barron. Or yeah, there you go. Could have been the husband. He's a techie. Maddie, yeah, maybe. So those people are probably going to get some questions, right? All those people, I expect to get some questions about this opinion right here. So he says there's several reasons, this could have been deleted, and I would go through the reasons why here. And he talks about manual post-imaging manipulation of the data. Typically, data collections have an associated hash value, which is unique to the set of data. The hash value is created using an algorithm, and it is well-known mechanism used to validate the data and ensure that it is not changed or otherwise been manipulated. In this case, USF was originally supplied with a forensic image of Jennifer McCabe's cell phone, which was created with a tool known as Gray Key from Assistant District Attorney Adam Lally with the Norfolk County Attorney's District Attorney's Office by way of Trooper Guarino with the Massachusetts State Police. So basically, Lally or Guarino. However, remarkably, the associated documentation containing the hash value needed to validate the image was not provided with the initial USB drive containing the forensic image of Jennifer McCabe's cell phone. So surprising. How do they think they could get away with this? This was incredibly unusual. In all my years working as a forensic examiner, this is the first time I've ever received a forensic image of a phone without the corresponding hash value. Think about that. This guy is a private investigator. He does all of these data investigations. He's at the conferences. He's a part of all these associations. He's an expert speaker. This has never happened before. He's never, ever seen this before. And these fools think they're gonna exclude Richard Greene right now. They should be lucky that this case proceeds. If I think that Judge Bev Canone should kick the case out right now, just based on that one simple statement. In all my years as working as forensic examiner, this is the first time I have ever received a forensic image of a phone without the corresponding hash value. What does that tell you? Where's Maura Healey? Where's the press? This has been out there for days now. Where is the press? This should be covered. This is huge. It's beyond reasonable doubt. It's way beyond reasonable doubt. It's a scandal time. It's put this guy, arrest him. Like, I want to know what the hell. Where's the data? Why does the data keep disappearing? Now, this guy, Richard Greene, kept personally insisting that the Mass State Police provide the hash value. USF was eventually provided with a PDF containing the purported hash value, and the value listed with that PDF matched the Gray Key image. However, as Mr. Whiffen acknowledges in his report, the Cellebrite program cannot validate the data because the value is unsigned. In other words, the Gray Key image of Jennifer McCabe's cell phone could have been manipulated, then rehashed after the manipulation, and still show the same resulting hash value included in the PDF file. This last sentence, every end of the sentence, every end of the paragraph, he throws in a good sentence. As a forensic examiner, having received hundreds of image photos over the course of my decades-long career, this was unprecedented. This guy's never seen this happen before. This is a murder trial of a Boston police officer. And we're the bad guys, the ones who are raising awareness about this. The anti-Karen Reed people, they should be looking at this right here. What is going on? What happened with Guarino and Lally and the missing hash? Now, he also talks about additional anomalies within the process data that are suggestive of manipulation. This is page 9 we're on right now. These anomalies discussed in further detail below, along with other anomalies in this case, including law enforcement's failure to properly document the chain of custody of items of evidence, inconsistencies in official reports and testimony regarding the collection of evidence, law enforcement's failure to properly photograph and document the evidence, and the destruction of other crucial electronic data are all suggestive of post-image manipulation. Do you see this? He's just laying it all out there. This is a private detective. They see through this. This is what they look for. Everything points to they manipulated. Everything. Everything. Malfunction of the operating system or hardware. In my experience, iPhone hardware and the iOS operating system are very reliable. They are. In this case, there is no data or evidence to suggest that if malfunction of the operating system or hardware caused the deleted record. Now he talks about the write-ahead logs. Because this is their big excuse, right? He also says Mr. Whifford similarly concedes in his report that he is unaware of any internal mechanism for record deletion. This is great right here. This anomaly. He points out this anomaly where through Celebrite, he reports 4,560 searches that were had on this phone. And there was only one that was deleted. I mean, the only search marked as deleted in the most up-to-date version of Celebrite is the How's Long to Die in the Cold search. This strongly suggests that the data search was targeted for deletion. Do you see that? That's why this case should get dismissed. Because something happened, something funny, some funny business is going on. And there should be a huge investigation into the Mass State Police about this. And Adam Lally should be on the stand about this. Because if he didn't do it, who did it? Anomaly 2. The tab ID record 4028. Now they're claiming, the Commonwealth is claiming that was a website called hockomocksports.com. However, the tab ID recorded at 2:27.36 a.m. associated with the Hockomock Sports web activity has a different tab ID number, specifically this number. Thus, the record in question clearly establishes that the hockomocksports.com activity was conducted in a different tab than the search for How Long to Die in the Cold at 2:27 a.m. Anomaly 3. Actually, I want to check it with the chat. I haven't checked it with you guys. Are you guys following all this right now? I guess you are. I mean, how does this even go on? Yeah, I can't wait to see Lally on the stand. This is why can't, it's all good news lately for Karen Reed. And this is anomaly 4 about more missing information, the timestamps. Let's read what Whiffen opines, his excuse for the search artifacts associated with How Long to Die in the Cold, How Long to Die in the Cold again, 2 different times, and How Long to Die in the Cold again, different time, are all missing information that would be expected in the history.db file. Mr. Whiffen's excuse is the load was likely never successful as it was never populated in the history.db database. However, the Google suggestion artifact for How Long to Digest Food appears at 6:23.49 a.m., along with a picture. This indicates that the cell phone in question had internet connectivity at this time of the 6:24 a.m. search and contradicts Mr. Whiffen's speculative suggestion that the load did not complete. This one, too. There was another, the knowledge C information for the How Long to Die in Cold search appears to be out of order. The knowledge C artifacts typically run a few seconds after the event in question. So it goes on about how the other times don't correspond at the different databases. This is good right here. Anomaly 7. Trooper Nicholas Guarino's April 24th, 2023 report shows that he took custody of the phone on February 2nd, 2022 at 12:08 p.m. However, the Gray Key log indicates that the device was not assessed for imaging until 2 hours later or converted locally till 2:25. The report also indicates he was given the password to the phone. Nowhere within the report does it explain the time delay between receiving the device and imaging the device. Do you see what you know what that's about? It's basically it's almost like the car and the tow and the time. It's like guy gave himself a good amount of time to mess with the data. Chain of custody. When he logged it out, he should have uploaded it right away. Instead, he didn't upload it until like almost 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours plus actually. So basically like 2 hours and 10 minutes later, 2 hours and 15, whatever it is, he uploads it. So that's strange. Another strange thing. Here we go. Richard Greene says this experienced phone tech guy, forensic expert, specialist, he says, it's my opinion based on a reasonable degree of scientific certainty. So we're talking about reasonable doubt. He's talking about scientific certainty. Think about that. Based on science, stupid. This is scientifically certain. Science proves this. That the 2:27 a.m. search artifact for how long to die in the cold was deleted by either deliberate user interaction or manual post-image manipulation of the data by some unknown individual. Then he signs it. 13 pages. How do you think that's going to come out in court? You know? Thank you, Gracie's mom. Thank you, John. Thank you, the Orwellian unperson. And thank you, LTL Media. Just crazy. Yeah, post-image manipulation. That's the I swear to God, Richard Greene likes to use the words that trip me out. Say that quickly. Post-image manipulation. I love it. Yeah, he could have done that. Definitely could have done that, Sue. Yeah. Scientific certainty. Yeah, I think this is all Brady violations. Absolutely. They are like the zombies. Bettero is right. It's one of the best lines ever. Best Bettero line. I'm just catching up on the chat. Thank you, Ask Bob. Good to see you, bro. I'm just checking up with the chat now. You know what I think of? You think Alessi wrote that affidavit? He might have helped. He might have helped some of that. This is why I'm fired up about the Karen Reed stuff. So again, tomorrow, Nan's going to be on the show. I'm looking forward to that. New guest on the show. She's an attorney. Can't wait till tomorrow. 6 p.m. Make sure you're here for that. All right, I think my Rodecaster is hooked up. If anybody wants to call in, I'll take calls tonight. I'm only going to be here a short bit. 978-560-3155. I like opening the phones when there's less people, too, because then people can just get through. My phone doesn't ring until the middle of the morning. If you want to call. If you want to say anything about Karen Reed tonight or Richard Greene, there's no way she's going to reject him. I feel like Richard Greene is in. And this deposition it should be what the media is running with, but they're too lazy to even read it. All right, what I'm going to do right now, too, is I'm going to throw down, and we got a phone call. I'm going to throw the link down for tomorrow night. I want to make sure everyone gets the notification in the chat for tomorrow night, too. Hi, you're live on the show. Who's on the show?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Mike. It's Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. How you doing?
Good. Tired.
Me too.
I helped with Tom in the 24-hour stream yesterday all day and early this morning. So
I'm glad you brought that up.
Catching up on sleep.
Yeah.
Yes, it was amazing. I'm so proud of them, all of them, and everybody who stayed up with them in the chat and came on stream and talked to us and stuff like that. It was amazing.
It was. It's amazing to see, too, the outpouring. And I know there's some pushback in the media about the fundraising for Karen, but it was great to see the fundraising for Karen. Let's be serious. Like, this woman needs the money. And look at
this. It wasn't meant to be about fundraising, but if that's what happened, then
yeah,
I'm glad it happened.
The people decided. The people out there watching, attorneys. I mean, we're seeing serious people giving up serious money for this, like every day now. What do you think about that?
For sure.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. The fact that there's attorneys, I saw the one, I think it was SD posted one this morning, and it said that they were an attorney giving their hourly fee, and they were sick of seeing people like Karen being railroaded and what they're doing to her, and that they hope more people open their eyes to it. So I did officially get blocked in a YouTube chat by another person today, so I took that as a good sign. I mean, they were not a free Karen Reed person, and as soon as they said that they believed everything Plevin said, I said, and that's why I will never listen to anything you say. And then all of a sudden I was blocked, and I was like, oh darn. Okay, that's not sad.
Yeah, we just block them back.
I'm like, I don't care. I thought it was funny. I was like, I got my first block. Yes.
Congrats.
Finally.
Congrats.
Finally. So, I mean, it's just, they like to say that when are we ever going to listen? When are we going to come up and, wake up and open our eyes to all this? It's like the same thing could be turned around on the same thing to them. Like, when are you going to open your eyes to what's actually happening?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I just know that, I was honored that Tom allowed me to come on stream and be up there with amazing people. I was up there with Will and Aiden and Meredith and Boston Amy and who else was up there? Mike was up there. We had Dina up there. Esty was up there. It was just all of us at the same time, and it was a great feeling to have everybody up there. Just even Kevin from South Boston was there with us. So, and Shelby, we just being able to talk and just support each other and laugh and let Tom and them laugh and get through it. And Esty was reading the new paperwork that dropped out loud and everything. And so then we were reading all the donations that were coming in, and it was amazing. I can say that I've never grieved someone that I didn't know before. And it's almost an awe feeling to grieve for John, but I really feel like I know him as a person and who he was, and like I've known him for a long time. And by this morning, by the end of that, I was in tears. So it was nice to see something for just John too.
And what do you think about these new filings with the Sally Port and the Richard Greene stuff?
Well, I think that I don't know when prosecution experts started emailing defense experts prior to their testimony to basically tell them that they're wrong. That didn't make any sense to me. So, and the fact that Richard Greene in there actually states like he did like 5 or 6 other programs, not just the ones that they did. And he did the updated version of the Axiom one, and that's the same one that Guarino did. And then he went back and did the actual version Guarino did, and both times that search showed up in those 2 Axiom searches.
Yeah.
And so you can't tell me that all of a sudden, celebrate because Ian Whiffen says, oh, well, it's not supposed to be there. It's a mistake, that all these other programs are saying the mistake too. And this is Celebrate is supposed to be worldwide for all police to like the Holy Grail. And you're telling me that it doesn't work for one search when it physically says that she was in a separate window, in a separate tab doing the search. And so you're going to tell me that these 2 people are saying, oh, well, it's not. But what happens to all these other cases that are basically based off of Celebrate?
Right.
I mean, you got Brian Walsh's case. His is completely based off of, the fact that all of his Google searches basically say how to get rid of a body, how to stop decomposition.
They didn't lose the hashtags on those.
Exactly. So what's going to happen? Are you going to say that because this one wasn't there, that now that Brian Walsh, a murderer that we all know did this, is going to walk? And then the other thing that gets me is it was in the paper. Dina Corbett posted it in the Justice page that the Commonwealth stated for Brian Walsh's case that Proctor, Tully, and Buchanan, none of them will be testifying. What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Why would none of those police officers testify in the case against him? Like, what is that as a jury? That tells me, wait a second, like,
yeah,
this doesn't look good.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. It's so funny that the other side keeps thinking they're in a good position. It's like it's getting worse by the day, every day. What kills me, though, is the mainstream media still isn't reporting this stuff.
Yeah.
You would think that they would be all over the fact that Richard Greene, this expert witness, especially knowing how many of us are covering this online, and we're getting down to the bottom of it in the YouTube shows because we're going through the reports, and he's saying,
right,
in all my years, I've never seen this. This is something that has never happened before. I've never gotten no hashtags. This is fraud. There is something wrong here. This isn't normal. This is not what happens. And none of the media, they're all quiet.
Well, and why out of 4,500 searches on Jennifer's phone, this is the only one that was deleted?
Yeah, they should be leading with this shit.
That makes no sense to me. It's like, hey, there's not 32,000 messages between Sandra Birchmore and Farwell. But there are 32,000 messages between them, and the FBI found them. So why are you saying, you know what I mean?
Especially it's the same Norfolk County District Attorney's Office and the same Mass State Police that effed up the text on Sandra. That is such a good point, Kelly. That's again why
all the
Boston media
players
should be all over this. What is wrong with him? Someone said, what about Ted? He's the only one. Ted Daniels is the only one that's given any coverage to this stuff. Like, the other ones are still asleep at the switch. I swear to God, they're not digging in. I don't get it.
I did hear that Fox, which I'm not a huge Fox News fan, not even politically wise. I don't like Fox, but Fox News, national news picked it up, had it yesterday, is what I heard.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So
I heard
they did. I didn't watch it. I only watch
I heard
YouTube.
it was bad.
You guys are my news.
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm like, is there new filings? Who am I going to? Let's find out.
See, I expect that from the nationals, but the locals are usually the ones that will dig into a story like this and get to the bottom of it. And it just seems really
or
lacking.
try at least.
Yeah, and I mean, this is such an easy one to do. If us guys on YouTube with no resources mostly, and not even like me, I'm doing part-time, I can see this. Like, why can't they see it? They're full-timers, professionals. I'm blown away that they're still not.
Yeah, I mean, and you've got this. I hate to say it, but they call people like me who do research, or you who does research, internet sleuths. We're not internet sleuths. We're just people who want to know what is going on. I saw a post the other day. I actually sent it to my siblings today. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I can see what's going on and it doesn't match up theorist.
Yeah, it's funny.
There's something wrong here.
Yeah, I don't have to be a sleuth. All I have to do is read the expert witness, Richard Greene, what he said. That, you know what I mean?
From the court filing.
That's what's so great about this. It makes a complicated thing very easy. Very easy. The expert never seen this before. That's like such an easy thing to lead with for the media.
Exactly. And then, today, I saw that the Commonwealth put out more discovery today. And some of them are new videos. And I'm like, where are these new videos coming from?
Are you talking about the Sallyport video?
No, there's another one today that they said that they put in to Discovery.
I'll have to look at that because I saw they sent the Sallyport video again. It's like, oh, that really helps. That really helps. You don't have the original.
One said it was a duplicate. One said already submitted. The other one didn't. It said video and it submitted. So it was something that's new. I don't know what's on it or not.
Probably more doctored video. I mean, these guys are like, oh, we'll just create a new video. That will do it. We'll create a new one.
Well, and then Nick Rocco came on yesterday in the chat of Tom's and told us that Clevin on Court TV literally said that Brian Higgins was calling for a pizza at 1:34 when he was at the police station.
We were just watching that on LTL, that stuff. It was funny. Like, just to
well,
see.
why would he call for a pizza? D&E wasn't open apparently, and he didn't want to open. Yeah. So who is he call? You know, what pizza place he's calling? Like, give it a break. I mean, they're reaching at straws for things.
They are.
So. And, you know, even Brother Counsel released another video today, and he said, you know, talking about, like, he's taking points that he has said to Kevin and Kate and to Turtle Boy and stuff that's out there, and that's, like, the main things that people, like, are attacking. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to play both and let you hear, and this is what I heard, so let you tell me for yourself what you heard. And so all these points that people are trying to say, oh, well, he said this and that's wrong. He played both sides of it and said, now you decide. And he did that for multiple statements that was made for both sides, from Turtle Boy or from them. And it was quite interesting to watch it and hear it.
Excellent.
So, I mean, I like Brother Counsel. He's very neutral. He does everything based off the court hearings and what he says. So to him, it's reasonable doubt. It's not about conspiracy or anything like that.
Exactly.
So I like that he's giving it, he's letting you hear both sides of it and letting you say, okay, what's reasonable doubt and what's not. And in the beginning, you could tell he thought Karen Reed was probably guilty. And now he's like, no, she needs to walk because it's reasonable doubt. So
exactly.
It's a big difference.
Thank you, Kelly, for calling. Thank you for helping out yesterday.
Of
The
course.
standout. It's everybody that did.
Yeah. I'm honored to be a part of this with you guys, and I'm just honored to be able to call you guys and talk to you and state my opinion, and that you guys give us that platform on your platform to do it. So, because a lot of us don't go live or, you know, have our own things. So I wanted to say thank you. And I wanted to let you know that I want to thank you for all your hard work as well, because every one of you guys are busting your butt to get the right information out there and make sure that everyone knows, you know, Karen has people behind her. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
All right. That was Kelly. She was working the standout yesterday. Phenomenal day yesterday. It's great to see all the people standing up for justice, but also wanted to remember John O'Keefe. And I think that's what yesterday was about. There was also some money that came in, and it was good to see that as well. It was great. It's great to see all these new attorneys stepping up and giving their hourly fee. That's their thing. They're giving their hourly fee. I think we got a pretty cool call here. Who's on the phone? I think I might know who this is. Oh, wait. Hold on. I screwed that up. Hold on. All right. Who's on the phone? Sorry. Are you there? Yes, you're here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
I had a
What's going on, Mike? It's Brian, LTL.
It is Brian from LTL. I knew it. That's awesome. I can't believe you're calling me after your show, and you're dying, man. We can feel it. It's
yeah, man. I just want to call in and say how you were just talking about how the news media is not getting it. The issue is that, and I talked about this just previous on the show, is that the jury is not getting it. I mean, if you look at all the major players here, you have Jennifer McCabe, Brian Albert, Brian Higgins, everybody that was inside 34 Fairview that night. What did they do? They deleted evidence. They hid evidence. They smashed evidence. They cooperated together. They worked with the corrupt police departments that are involved in the investigation to frame Karen Reed. I mean, the fact is, Mike, and everybody knows this and the audience knows this as well, Karen Reed never hit John O'Keefe, and John O'Keefe never came in contact with Karen Reed's vehicle. The real issue is here is the prosecution, the Commonwealth, needs to start turning around and looking inward to all those major players that are inside that house, that corroborated information, that hid and smashed evidence. I mean, we find every day in a new filing that there's been more evidence hidden from Karen Reed. How does this not infringe on her rights as getting a fair trial? How is this trial even continuing right now? This trial needs to be thrown out. It's a sham, and we know that. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'll tell the audience this. If you think Karen Reed 1.0 was something from that defense team, oh, you wait. This 2.0 is going to be phenomenal. And this Commonwealth is not going to have any idea what's coming for him this time around.
Yeah. You know, it's so obvious too, like with these affidavits. It's like the whole thing Bettero does. I noticed even in other cases, he did the same thing, the Bettero letters. They're telling you what's coming. They're telling you this is not going to be like last time. Look at this shit. Look at this. I mean, they're telling us, and who knows what else they have. So I agree. I love that, Brian. This is not going to be like all gloves are off. Gloves are off.
All gloves are off. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, we just got to get jurors to peel back their eyes. I mean, I don't know. Like if I didn't cover this case like I was for the first, year and a half up into the trial, okay? And I came into this fresh and I just watched the trial, just like maybe a week of it. I would go, wait a minute, something's not adding up here. Something doesn't make sense. Why are they not looking at these people that were inside that house that night? It's just beyond me. But
I think
I won't take too much more.
I want to push back like into what you're saying, because I think it's a great discussion to have, because I think it leads back to where I said from the beginning, the media. I feel like some of these jurors and a lot of people I know, like they'll go on what, like if a lot of people I think look at this like she can't be innocent, because if she was, the media would have already solved it. They would all, you know what I mean? Because our newspapers and basically, except for Howie Carr and our TV news, they're asleep at the switch. They're not doing the investigation of the shit that's right in front of us every freaking night. We're looking at it, and they're not. And it's just, if they looked at it, I think it would be much easier to have an acquittal. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the jury, they go on that. They really do. They think like, if the media hasn't, all the attention that's been paid to this, if someone hasn't, figured out what's going on, then she must be guilty.
Yeah. It's just crazy, but we'll have to see what comes up in these upcoming hearings. Again, I'm really confident that Karen's team is going to be well more than ready this time around. I love all the new attorneys that they're adding to their arsenal. And I think the Commonwealth is going to have something coming to them. I think they're going to be up against the wall here pretty soon, and hopefully there's some mercy. But Karen shouldn't be in this position. We know that. I just want to just signify that it's been 3 years today of the death of Officer John O'Keefe. And I want to just give Tom CPU and all those wonderful people that stood out yesterday or did that long 24-hour live stream. It was very touching. You guys did all a phenomenal job. And I don't want, and that's the biggest thing too, is they always say that John gets lost in all this. That is so far from the truth, because if we find justice for Karen Reed, we find justice for John as well. And, John will never be forgotten in any of this. And it's why we're all here. It's why we're all here. I won't take too much of your time, man, but I appreciate you and look forward to doing another live stream soon.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. Great show today, too, Brian. I was watching you with the Court TV with Vinny and Dick Rocco. I didn't get to see that yet. It was great to watch it with you. Thank you for being back.
Ordering pizza at 1:34. Yeah. Okay, Clevin.
Insane.
Yeah. All right, Mike, I'll let you go.
You too. Thank you, Brian.
All right, okay. Bye-bye.
I want to know, does anyone ever order pizza at 1:30 in the morning? When I was in college, we might order like Chinese food. There was one place that would be open like maybe that late. But even that, I think it'd probably be like 12:30 or 1. But I mean, I don't know, man. Are there any places? Do you do that? Is that possible? Are there places that are even open delivering pizza at 1:30? I used to do a little pizza delivery for like one of these third-party apps. I don't recall us ever delivering that late, especially not in Massachusetts, too. I don't know. like I said, I was in that college town, and there was one place that did late. I can't remember how late, but mostly in Massachusetts, I think things close pretty early. I don't think you're getting pizza delivery. Maybe I'm wrong. Does Domino's do it at 1:30? We should find out. We should call some pizza places. You know what? We should find out which pizza place, bro. We want to hear. Ask Kevin. Kevin seems to know. What pizza place, Kevin? Give us the name. We'll call him. We'll find out. All right, we're taking calls. Are you live? You're live on the show.
Hi, Mike.
Yes.
Awesome. This is the first time I've ever gotten through to you. This is CC. I have called a couple of other creators. But I appreciate everything you do. And I really enjoy your shows. And I just want to tell you that. And no, I don't know of any pizza places that open at that time of night.
Do you mind me asking where you live?
At the moment, I'm in Arkansas, but I grew up in New Orleans. And I don't even remember. Maybe you could get a pizza on Bourbon Street, in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But that place is open 24/7. So.
Yeah. Would it be delivery or would it just be a place you walk up to?
No, you'd have to go
up
in a place, probably. I don't think there'd be any kind of delivery from there. No. I think it's a bunch of, that guy is so ridiculous. I have tried to, from the beginning, to have an open mind. And there are occasions when I've watched some of the other people's shows and it's like, oh my God, where are they coming from with all of this? Are they not watching the same trial? Are they not reading, the same documents? It makes no sense at some of the things that they say. But, I think a lot of the stuff that's discussed is not really the important thing. To me, the most important thing is the medical. What did the doctor say killed him? And the medical examiner, she wasn't real clear. She wouldn't really say.
She didn't have a cause of death.
She sent it.
Yeah.
She sent his brain to the neuropathologist for consulting on what was it that killed him, what happened in his head, what damage was done to his head. That lady went into specific detail, but I don't think a lot of people paid attention to her because of how she was dressed and her sleeve tattoo. I think they were more concentrated on that. And she really explained to everybody about him being taken, having damage to his frontal lobe, his left lobe, his right lobe. The left lobe was even worse. It caused a subarachnoid hemorrhage, which caused the young side to go in and herniate and eventually cut off his brain cell and cut off everything to John, all his breathing, any functions of his body. And that is what killed him. And I'm a mother of 4 grown adults. And if it was my son, my grown son, I'd want to know from the doctors what killed my son. Not some theory the prosecution and the police put together, as to what killed him. She backs up, 24 miles an hour in such a short time and hits him. None of that makes any sense. And, that doctor, the ARCA guys, and Dr. Russell, the dog bites did not kill him. But the other thing that concerns me is that them calling these voir dires or Dalba hearings, whatever they call them, I don't know if you ever watch Runkle, but Runkle covered that Dalba hearing with Dr. Russell. And he's a defense attorney. And he said what Brennan has done is smart. He's a smart attorney. And what he's done is like all that stupid questioning he did of her about the accident, like the accident happened, he was getting her answers on the transcript. So when she comes to trial, it's like he gets a second bite at the apple and he gets to pull up transcript. Well, didn't you say this? Didn't you say that? So, he said the defense should really make sure none of that is allowed to come in. They should do motion in limine about it.
Huh.
And yeah, because that's what it's for. And today I heard on, I think Vinny had I don't know if it was Vinny, but some show I watched, they had this other attorney on there. Yeah, it was Vinny with his tangents. But that one guy that is an attorney, he was saying that was a brilliant move by Brennan. For that same reason Uncle said. He is setting the stage for trial with doing these Auburn hearings and doing these, hard cross-examinations of these people. And that way he's getting questions in and he's going to have it on the transcript. And then he can take that transcript and, well, didn't you say this when I questioned you before? So it's got me concerned. And, there's a snake in the woodpile here, and I don't like it. I don't like what they're doing. It's wrong. And this poor lady, Karen, is having to spend so much money to just, fight these people that are trying to put her away for something she didn't do.
Exactly.
And it's horrible. And I appreciate y'all so much for making it known, and I think it's become more known, to everybody. And, but it's very aggravating as a woman, that women get treated like this horrifically, this guy, because he was on a TV show and happened in his house, he can't have his name ruined, so let's put it on the woman. It's terrible. And my heart goes out to her because she didn't even get to grieve, or go to the funeral, or, and was alone until this movement started and people started supporting her. And, it's the support is amazing. I can tell you another thing. I'm a little bit disappointed that more people did not cover Tom and them all yesterday and the night during the night. I know it was freezing cold out there, but I think what they did was wonderful. And I think it was something that should have been done. And I just thought it would have drawn a much bigger crowd, than what they had. I got worried about them during the night because on the second video, it ended sooner than it was supposed to. And then they weren't on the third yet. I was like praying, please let them be okay. Nothing's happened to them. Because I was wondering, why isn't so many other people going to Canton? Is everybody afraid to go to Canton because of, the people there? And you've seen what they did to Turtle Boy when he went there and tried to get a meal of food. It's ridiculous. So yeah. I was a little concerned about it, but I just thought there would have been a little bit more talk about what they were doing, because I felt it was very important to honor John and to do that. And but y'all are amazing there, and really helping Karen stand up to the corruption that is going on. And it's horrible that there is so much corruption, but there is. We used to have in New Orleans, there was a lot of corruption years ago when Governor Edwards was, I'm an old lady, okay? So there was a lot of corruption back in the day with the mafia and all that stuff. So, and I'm sure, and from what I've heard about this Whitey guy, it seems Boston was in the same situation.
Yeah.
So,
we had Italians and Irish gangs.
Yeah.
We had all kinds of gangs. We still have them, different gangs. It's, but things have changed.
Well, I'm Irish and Italian and French, but, my family didn't have any kind of involvement in any of that. But yeah, I come from, my grandmother was full-blooded Irish, so, and I enjoy watching you guys. I enjoy listening to you guys, and I just want to thank you.
Thank
very
you
much
so
for all
much.
y'all do.
Your name is Cece, right?
Yeah, go by CC.
Yeah. The only thing next time I can hear the background. Do you have me on the background?
No, I turned your volume on.
Oh, maybe it's my speaker. I think it's my stuff. Good. I'm glad you got the volume on. It's
I'm
in my
looking
head.
at you. I see your face, but I don't think that should interfere.
No.
I got the volume.
If you got the volume down, it's fine. There's something wrong with my end sometimes. Sometimes I get this weird feedback to the system. One thing I want to say is thank you so much because your call was excellent.
Oh, wow. That's good to hear.
I heard you call JFK show before. Is that true?
Yes, I have. I've called JFK a few times. And I keep trying to get everybody to cover Dr. Renee Stonebridge's testimony because I feel that is so important. He hasn't got to it yet. When I first called and asked him to do it, he was all on the waterfall, which I love the way he broke it down. He did a good job. He was on it like gravy on rice. And then he recently started covering each witness again, and I called him and I said, I'm loving it. I can't wait till you get to Dr. Stonebridge. The only one that I emailed and has covered it was Nurse Kim a while back, and she did cover it. I emailed several people about it because to me, I felt like that's the case. How did he get the blows to the frontal lobe, the left lobe, the right lobe? Well, let's see. When you're hitting on a punching bag, you're going right, left, front. He got beat to death. And Larry, the defense didn't even cross-examine her at all. They did not cross-examine her because, I noticed that the people that seemed to tell the truth, they didn't bother to cross-examine. Just like the police officer from Dighton.
Yep.
He spoke the truth. Taillight was cracked.
Yep.
And so, and I tried to tell JFK too when he was on the tangent about she needs to get a new soundbite. I said she had a soundbite the day she got arrested, and she was talking to Buchanan, and she says, John got pulverized, and I got a crack in my taillight, and y'all are arresting me again? And that's the case. John was pulverized, and she had a crack in her taillight. There's your soundbite.
That is it. That is 100% it. It's like the taillight doesn't match the injuries. It just doesn't. This was a great call. CC, I'm going to check out the Renee Stonebridge stuff again. I really appreciate your call. Please call again.
Well, Melanie Little, I watched everybody's coverage trying to see, did anybody catch what this woman was saying? Because there's a creator called The Expert. He's a friend of Brooke and Baker, and he didn't do a whole lot of the trial. But he happened to have a friend of his on who was an attorney. Her name was Rubia, and she's a civil attorney. And she mainly dealt in brain damage stuff to people, either through hospitals, any kind of medical stuff, sort of like, a civil attorney. And she said that woman is a genius. And she's 4 times board certified neuropathologist. Okay. She knew what she was doing. She was proud of her work and she was brilliant. But I think that jury must not have been paying attention to her at all. And I think like Melanie had to stop and chastise her chat and say, guys, this woman is a brain doctor. What she's saying is important. Please stop talking about her dress and her tattoo, because that's what the chat was all talking about, And she tried to get everybody to listen. And then when the defense didn't cross, she was like blown away. And she was the only one that really got blown away. But then when they moved on to the ME, then the discussion got on to what she said. But you see what Lally did is Lally just let that slide. He asked all the right questions, okay? He went by her report and just asked questions that were in her report. He didn't know what all those medical terms were, and he let her explain it all. And she explained it brilliantly. But then when he got to the ME, all he wanted to talk about was the blow to the back of the head, which caused probably the raccoon eyes, and that's what killed him. No, that blow to the back of the head is not what killed him. Now, according to the Irish doctor, it probably knocked him out, which may have put him out of his misery that he was suffering from because of the subneuractal hemorrhage and the blow to the front and the right and the left lobes of the front of his head. But Lally never once talked about that. He was sly, and he didn't bring that up with the ME at all. He didn't bring up anything about the damage to the front of his head. Nothing. Just all talked about, well, you got that blow in the back of the head, and you got fractures emanating from it, and it could cause the raccoon eyes, right? He pulled a slick one over everybody. He really did. And I heard a lot of creatives all talk about the blow to the back of the head. No. Listen to the neuropathologist. It wasn't the blow to the back of the head. It was all the other brain damage.
Excellent.
That was done.
I really appreciate your call, CC. I think we're going to spend some time on Renee. Definitely.
I appreciate it.
Thank
And I'm
you
looking
for
forward to seeing you covering it. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You
Please
too.
call
Bye-bye.
again.
I will. Bye-bye.
I loved her. Every time, though, I open my mouth, I get the feedback. I don't know what that's about. Something wrong with my system. Sometimes that happens, and I don't know why. Maybe I'll have to wrap it up. I'll take one more call. We'll test it out with one more call. She was great, though. CC. I liked she got into the Renee stuff. We're going to have to check that out. Do a replay on it. What am I doing? Here we go. Once I want to show something. All right. Nan Gallagher is going to be on tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Please make sure you not only you subscribe, you hit that subscribe button, but you also hit the notification button. You get notified. So you're back here tomorrow. Hi, you live on the show.
Hi, this is Eric from Vegas.
Hey, Eric from Vegas. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Your show is awesome. I just want to start by saying that.
Oh, thank you.
I've got two things to say. The first thing is that I was a paramedic for our fire department out here in Vegas for 31 years.
Wow.
And normally what we do is we do what's called a strip and search when we have somebody that's in the situation that John O'Keefe was found in. And the fact that they didn't document, if I'm not mistaken, that there was a injury to the back of his head in their report, the main paramedics report. Him sitting at the top of the bed, giving instructions and also doing respirations on the guy. Every time that they did CPR on John, if there was actual blood in him, it would have been pumping out of his head. He should have been a pool of blood should have been right in his lap. That's number one. Number two, when Karen and Carrie first got to John O'Keefe, if I'm not mistaken, they flipped him over. So he was on his face down at first. So there would have been a big pool of blood on the back of his head, which they would have seen. And then once they flipped him over, then that pool of blood would have coagulated in the snow because the snow would have froze it. And so the few drops that they found with the snowblower, they should have found a whole bunch more. That should have been, in fact, you would have been able to see the blood underneath the snow. It would almost been like a neon type of look if there's snow laid over it. So there should have been a lot more blood, obvious, and that's something that wasn't noted in their report as well. The third thing is that, if I'm not mistaken, there was what looked like blood towards the lower portion of the jacket or whatever he had on. And if I'm not mistaken, someone said that there was looked like vomit in his underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually if there's no actual, that stuff basically is like sticky. So it should have been on his body in itself once they stripped him down, and it would have been still portions of it in his clothing. But from what I saw of the clothing, it looked like that was dried like it had been washed. If you put that stuff in a wash machine, you're going to wash anything that was on it off it. And that's why they had those stains, because it looked like they probably just put it in real fast to try to get whatever they could get off it and put it back on them. That's the third thing.
Wow.
The fourth thing is that when I was watching it, I noticed that there was nothing, the belt wasn't in the loops. So that was the very first thing I thought about. Well, how come the belt wasn't in the loops? And if they would have cut his clothes off, the belt would have still been in loops. The belt wouldn't have been taken off out of the pants. It wouldn't have. The other thing is that someone said that he didn't have any socks on. So what happened to the socks?
You got a lot of questions. Let me ask you a question too. I mean, I imagine as an EMT for all those decades, you've come to a lot of accident scenes, right?
Right.
What about pedestrian accidents? Have you seen anything like this where a car hits a person, but there's no like damage to the bottom of the body? It's just some scratches on the arm and the gash in the back of the head.
No, I've never seen an accident like that. Normally, if the car hit John, if it hit him in the way that they're saying it hit him, those people usually go to the hospital. We put them in C-collar and stuff like that. We take them to the hospital. They're pretty banged up. There's never been an accident that I ran on where the person didn't sustain some kind of bodily injury. Not from that. The only way that you can get something like that is if you kind of slightly get clipped where basically you kind of like a car is turning and it hits you and it kind of brushes you. That, and even still, that would have alluded to some kind of clothing damage or something like that. If that taillight, if the taillight would have, I talk about this all the time, so I've pretty much watched a lot of this. But if the car backed up and hit him with the taillight the way it hit him, first he would have had some serious damage on his body. The second thing is that in the trajectory that Trooper Paul says that he backed up, if you look at it from where John O'Keefe got hit, there was that piece of plastic that went to the fire hydrant, which was actually in front of John O'Keefe, diagonally in front, not behind him, and not right there in the ground. The fact that if I'm not mistaken, I watched and I saw that there was they found one of the shoes in the street, and it was underneath. They had to dig down and catch that to get that shoe out of the street. That's interesting, because that would put the snow actually from where he was at. He was up higher on the snow. There was not that much snow covering him, but there was tons of snow covering the shoe.
Yeah. It's wild. I want to ask you another question, wild. Eric, have you ever ordered a pizza at 1 a.m. for delivery?
I've gone out to eat at 1 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all have. But have you actually ordered food to be delivered at past 1 a.m.?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I could see going to an IHOP. I've gone to an IHOP at 1 a.m., but I've never ordered food, I don't think, past 1 a.m. Like, honestly, maybe in college, maybe. But I don't know. Like, whatever the last call was for food delivery, we did it in a college town. There was one late place, but I don't know if it was past 1 a.m. I don't think so. I don't think any place. I don't know. That's weird. Have you?
Yeah, but you got to remember, I live in Las Vegas. So this Las Vegas $20 town, and you can get food any time of the
1 a.m.
night. It's open 1 a.m.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
open.
Eating is different. I mean, there's places in most towns. I think in Massachusetts you can find something to eat, maybe at like an IHOP. But delivery, does Vegas do delivery at 1 a.m.? Yeah.
Not pizza.
Yeah,
not pizza. Most places just go down.
Yeah, you'd have to be a hotel room service might do a delivery at 1:30 a.m. But yeah.
I think the only thing that's open up about that time that you could actually, if Grubhub will take it, is Del Taco.
Vegas is different, like you said. It's not Vegas is a 24-hour city basically.
But I'm telling you, your show, I've watched your show a lot. I appreciate your efforts and the work that you're doing, and the coverage that you're giving to Karen and the whole thing. It's commendable, very commendable.
Thank you so much for calling, Eric. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. I was surprised that I got in.
Yeah, you got in tonight. It's perfect. You're our last caller.
All right.
Thank you so much for calling tonight.
All right, thanks.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Eric's a hero, EMT, paramedic. I should have actually, I got to go. That's why I got, moving on. But if you called in a little earlier, I would have started asking about EMT stories because those guys are heroes. Paramedics, they're like, I hope he calls in again, Eric. I think next time when you call in, I want to hear your paramedic stories because, like I said, you guys are heroes. You go out there and save people's lives, some of the things you come up on. But I do got to go. I said 90 minutes. It's been 90 minutes. I got to run. So thank you, everybody, checking it out tonight, calling in. I think we had Eric. We had Cece. She was phenomenal. We had Kelly. I think I'm missing somebody else. We had some good calls tonight. And thank you for the memberships. What the duck? Thank you so much. I also want to thank Siobhan. Says maybe Higgins was ordering the donuts for the morning for Brian Jr.'s birthday. Yeah, right? The donuts. We always get donuts for birthdays. I left it in the car. Left it. I never went in. Siobhan. He's probably getting the donuts. I know, right? Deborah. The donuts. I just laugh about that. That's Love Mouse. Thank you. Thank you, Ask Bob, Gracie's mom. Thank you, everybody on the Super Chats tonight. Thank you, John Barron again. Thank you, the Orwellian Unperson. And thank you, LTL. All right, tomorrow night. Can't wait. 6 p.m. with Dan. Let me get it up on the screen again if I can here. Oh, I think I lost it. Damn it. Yeah, I did lose it. That's all right. Tomorrow night, make sure you're here. I got an attorney, first time on the show. Looking forward to this. This is going to be a good show tomorrow night. Make sure you're here. Make sure you hit the notification button. You know what? I'm going to look it up so that you can, so I can put it in the chat right now. What am I looking for? Nan. 1 second, folks. Yeah, attorney Nan Gallagher is going to be live on the show tomorrow night. I love this that all these new attorneys are given their hourly wage. So make sure you check that out tomorrow. I'm going to hit the, I'm going to pin that in the chat right now. Hopefully. I can't get to it. All right, so make sure you hit the notification for tomorrow night. It's pinned in the YouTube chat, so you can get to there tomorrow night at 6 p.m. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. And I should check Venmo, too, and Cash App, just in case I'm missing anything tonight. Oh, I want to thank Sarah. Sarah Schockenhauer, she's one of our moderators. She sent us myself a Venmo donation. And she says, shout out to Jessica and Tom CPU for a great standout yesterday. It was an honor for me to meet so many wonderful people who ain't got no quit. Thank you for another great show, Mike. Sarah was there yesterday. I don't know if people saw her and the photos, but she was there covering it yesterday. Some of the pictures that we posted on our Facebook page came directly from Sarah. I want to thank her for being a part of it yesterday. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for being a moderator. I love our mods. I can't say enough about him. Here's M. I love MJ and Sarah And Jen, who's been helping me with some legal stuff this week. She's phenomenal. And Stephanie and Scott McGinnis. Scott McGinnis also. I love our team. They all have different strengths, and we're just a good team. We always cover each other. We cover our back. It's just, I love my team. I know I say that a lot, but it's so true. When we have the best chat and the best mod team, and it makes it easy for me. Really. There's Jen, and there's Sarah. Yeah. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for the donation, and thank you for supporting yesterday. And thank you. Scott McGinnis was there as well yesterday. And it was just, I'm very thankful that they did that. I think it was a good thing to do yesterday. So tomorrow, 6 p.m., come back. We're going to have a new guest, an attorney, Nan Gallagher. She's a New York, New Jersey attorney, and she's been doing it for multiple decades. This is a serious person. And she, I'm going to read something she sent me too. 1 second. Just want to check one thing. Okay, good. I think we're good on Cash App. Yeah, I was talking to Nan, and she said, she was basically telling me a story on the phone about something some police officers did, and she said, I represented the excess insurance carrier, so on a civil suit against the city of Camden, New Jersey, where police committed alleged extraordinary misconduct resulting in the deaths of 3 inner city Camden kids who suffocated to death in a trunk. So this is a serious person. That's who's going to be on the show tomorrow night. All right. Someone said, why is he not talking? Dick's enormous. John, you know what? John wants to fill in this space. John, I should have had you tonight. Maybe John. I don't know. I'll get you on. I know John wants to get back on the show. He's fun. John's giving me a hard time in the chat. I'm just glad you're here, John. Just glad. I actually talked to John on the phone today. Is this live? No, it's not live. This is Memorex, John. Or is it Betamax? I told you I only had 90 minutes in me, and it's overtime. Have a good night. See you later, John. Bring John on. No, not tonight. I gotta go. We'll be here for another hour if I bring on John. Believe me, maybe this weekend. We'll see. All right, bye. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. See you then.